So I'm Spencer Griffin, and this is a presentation on education in Pakistan. I'm going to go over the general attitude that the people in Pakistan have towards education. I'm going to talk about if it's even necessary for Pakistan to worry about education. We're going to talk about the benefits of education in Pakistan and in general. We'll talk about the problems that Pakistan has with its education system as it now stands. And we'll talk about the future. What can be done, what should be done to help Pakistan become better than it is now, if it needs to do anything. Let's go into it. So the general attitude about education, education system just first of all isn't very developed. Only 60% of children finish 1st through 5th grade in middle school. The schools typically focus on one gender, that being the male. It's not a focus, it's not a priority for people in Pakistan to worry about schooling and education. So is it even necessary for them to worry about education? Is this even a problem? I mean, 60% of people live in rural areas, which means that education isn't going to be as necessary for those people. They're not going to have to go to school to learn how to work. They've been working, growing up working. Maybe they're working with a trade, and that's not going to require higher education or even high school. There was a study done by Guisinger that found that the rate of return for education is fairly low in Pakistan. However, there could be other variables involved in that. It focused on people in Pakistan, so maybe the reason that the return rate was so low is because the education they received in Pakistan was not one of very much benefit because of low quality. There are several benefits to education, though, even if they are in a rural area. Education is important for economic growth in general. There's a positive link between enrollment rate in school and GDP. And there's a quote by Dr. Ishrat Hussain. He's a Pakistani, and he said, "The challenges which we face in the 21st century and the threats which the forces of globalization pose to weaker and ill-prepared economies have made it even more incumbent upon us to produce the kind of manpower that is equipped to meet these challenges forcefully. Education plays a pivotal role in the thrust towards human development. Aside from its economic value, there are other intrinsic values which good and sound education imbibe in the citizens of a nation. Tolerance of others' viewpoints, respect of human rights and dignity, appreciation of cultural diversity, fostering of civic responsibilities, and nurturing the elements of national cohesion in a multi-ethnic society are some of the values which good and sound education can confer and promote." So basically, there are so many other benefits to education that we don't really need to focus on whether or not it's preparing them to do the job that they're going to do. What matters is that Pakistan is not a very big country, and globalization is happening fast. They need to be educated to be able to cope with that, but even more, education provides tolerance towards other ideas, and what would be especially applicable to Pakistan is other religions, with Pakistan being formed because of the discontent between two religions in India and Pakistan. Being able to be educated enough to accept those other beliefs would speak volumes for the relationship between India and Pakistan, and those things might be mended, and maybe a lot of the bloodshed that still goes on could be mitigated. So the problems with the current system right now, there are low-quality curricula, and there are low-quality teachers. So, the teachers aren't doing a very good job, and the things that they're teaching aren't the greatest. It needs to be revamped. There's rampant cheating during exams, and no one seems to really care about that. There's a huge gender disparity. There's a 32% males. 32% of females are not in school compared to only 21% of males in primary school. By the time they hit 9th grade, only 13% of girls are in school. So there's some issues that need to be worked on for Pakistan to be the best that it can be. So yeah, the most important benefit would be tolerance, I think, for Pakistan. It would really help them to be able to work on their weakness, which is the lack of tolerance that seems to be apparent in their history. It also helps in connecting ideas and critical thinking. It helps you be more tolerant of people in general, helps you be more tolerant of ideas, and helps you connect other ideas. So advancements can be made even in trade work, even in if you're working in a field, advancement can still be made thanks to education just because it fosters critical thinking. So in order to make these changes, the whole attitude needs to change. Pakistan is just not focused on education. It's not a priority for them. So it needs to be prioritized. It needs to be seen as something of benefit and seen as Dr. Hussein put as something that is necessary for the survival of the country. Um, and that's my presentation. Here's my bibliography. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.